The front living room to tell you this story. Okay, so like most of my embarrassing stories start, I have severe ADHD, and I know like I joke about it a lot and I've never really talked about it on a deeper level, and maybe I should, to help other women out there, because I know that it presents different in everyone. For me, it presents in like perfectionism. Like I almost like won't post or like won't show work unless it's like extremely perfect. We can go into it later. I was just going into it deep and I just said I never do that. Anyways, I have severe ADHD, and one of the things, like one of my biggest symptoms besides like needing like perfectionism is out of sight, out of mind. If I don't see the item, I do not have it. It does not exist. Therefore, closets are full of stuff. I buy doubles. It is a problem that I'm working on. And 2 weeks ago, we got a leak in our ceiling up here in the front living room. And it was the weirdest thing. I can see it on the ceiling. I should show you. It was the weirdest thing because above it, we know exactly where all of our pipes are, where everything is, and there was nothing above it. And we were kind of like, okay, like maybe it was a fluke. It is near an exterior wall, so we're like, maybe water's getting through. This ceiling, we have not done this room up here yet. Like it needs to like kind of be ripped up yet. So we're like, we'll just figure it out. It wasn't a big leak. It was seriously like a tiny drip. We live in an 1800s house. We've dealt with leaks before. We'll get to it. It kept happening. So one day our amazing builder came over, but it just gets embarrassing from here. And above it is my closet. You cannot open the door in my closet right now. It is so terribly messy. So Jose and him go up there, and Jose tries to open my closet, can't, and discovers that, do you know those, I'll put a picture of it here because I've thrown them all away. You know those moisture absorbers? It's like in a plastic container. It absorbs the water out of the air. It fills up with the water, and then you throw it out, or you're supposed to. Well, one was under a shelf in my closet and was leaking because it tipped over into the front living room. And A, people saw my closet the way it is. B, how embarrassingly disgusting, because that was like 2 years old. Fast forward, I'm vacuuming the living room this week. And I'm like, oh, remember when that leak happened? Haha, like glad that's over. I turned the corner with my vacuum and there's another leak in another location on the floor. I said, oh my word, it must have traveled to this other spot. Thank goodness we took care of it. So I keep vacuuming, I clean it up, and I bring Jose over, and he's just like, the drip is still there, but it's not coming from the ceiling. There's nothing on the ceiling. So I look, and it's near a wardrobe, like a cabinet. And Jose's like, what's on top of that? We go up to the top of the cabinet. It is another one of those water absorbers that is like, I don't even know how many years old. And it had filled up so much that it was leaking. And this is all in like the same week or two span. So they all must have just kind of like expired at the same time. I have since gone through the house and have in like inconspicuous locations found all of these moisture absorbers that literally are like 3 or 4 years old. I forgot I even had them. And they were causing chaos in the house. Like imagine me walking around and like just like finding what they're from. Water absorbers. And someone was in the house, our builder, witnessing this out of sight, out of mind, ADHD, horrifying experience. It gets more embarrassing. I'm like leaving out so many details because I've blocked it out. I've not wanted to tell the story, but wait, why not tell it to all of you guys? I share this because I'm always like, you know, I write in my books, I share here, and I'm sure some people are like, oh my word, your house is perfect, or oh, Liz does all of this. And no, like I share my passions, and I was contacted by the publishing company to share all of this because it's something that I truly need to work on all of the time. I am constantly creating my own cozy and constantly sharing these things, and I'm not sharing it from a level like above you, like, oh, you should do this and you should do that. It's like, hey, It's like, hey, I'm doing this alongside of you. Like, come join me. This is what works for me. Well, one of the things I always say is to like empty the room out, completely clean the room every season, and then decorate. Clearly, I was not doing that because on the top of my cabinet sat this nasty oil or water absorber, moisture absorber, and I'm not gonna lie, the smell in the front living room wasn't bad. The liquid coming out doesn't smell, because when we were trying to figure out what that first leak was, I smelled the liquid because I was like, what is this coming from? No smell. But I will say, like, the air smelled very stale, but I'm like, you know what? We don't use this room a lot. Clearly, it is under construction. We're using other rooms right now, so maybe that's why. No, it was just stale because I wasn't listening to, like, my biggest advice. Clear out the room, give it a fresh cleaning, because it can look cozy, like, online, but it will not be cozy if the smell isn't right. That's why I'm like always like using my Puras and cleaning and like sharing all of that. But like clearing it out is this huge weight off of you. It just feels good. It can look good all day, but when it feels good and like the room smells fresh and you know like the top of your cabinets and your mantle and everything is dusted and cleaned, then you decorate. Chef's kiss. It is ultimately cozy. But I wanted to share that because I don't share a lot on the internet. Like I really, especially in this season of life I'm in right now, it's like I forget to like film or like, and I'm trying to be better because it is helpful for me too, but I'm sharing this like because we all do it. I mean, maybe some of you will be like, you're disgusting and unfollow. That's okay too. Because I want like people here that understand like the realness, and we're all the same in some way or another. We're all the same, but I'm really working on it out of the sight, out of mind, because truly like that's why projects don't get done. My studio's a mess. My closet is disgusting. But also too, I will say, and like maybe this will help someone else, when I notice things piling up like my closet or things like that, I also have to check myself and be like, how is my depression going? Like, how is my mental health going? And sometimes I'm like, I need to check in. I need to like talk to my therapist, or so I will say that is also helpful. But when you look at our house too, I could talk about this for hours. We should soon. You'll notice like a lot of like my cleaning products and stuff are like everything's out. So I will say maybe that will be helpful too. But that's my embarrassing story. I hope I told that correctly. But yeah. If you're like me, I'm no longer going to get things like that, because if I can't see it, it will not get changed unless it's on like a checklist. So not needed. My builder also said that your air conditioner helps dry out the air too. So maybe it wasn't necessary. I also, with my ADHD, another symptom is I like do things in excess. Like I will hyper focus on things. So clearly, like whenever I got those things, I felt like I needed 10 of them. I probably haven't found them all, but they cause leaks. So if you're like me, don't get them. Or hey, if you have them around, go check them right now before you get some leaks around your house. The cabinet is a mess right now because I had to clean everything out. I had to scrub this because on top there was some items sitting, and then one of those absorbers as well. And you can see how there's like these like stains right here. You can see that some of that liquid was still in the top. And then what it was doing was it was coming down the side and it was dripping right here. So disgusting. And maybe I should have kept that to myself, but this cabinet looks really pretty, and it is pretty now. It's cleaned. But it was dripping, and it wasn't dripping all the way through the cabinet. It was just one tiny little drip down the side, and then it was coming right here. So nothing, like all of these books and magazines and stuff were in here, and that wasn't damaged. But some things I threw out because I was over it. So, yeah, that was my cleaning experience today. This guy just left, and he brought us the best package ever. Can I lift this with one hand? No, it is an entire box of little blue boxes. And do you want to know what's in the little blue boxes? I cannot believe this is here. The shipping was so quick. They said it was gonna be a lot longer than this when we ordered, which it was like the scariest order of my life because it was expensive and I am nervous. Our wallpaper for the bedroom is here. I am over the moon. I'm nervous and excited because it's very loud in the sense of it's a lot of pattern, but in this room, I've been very like, it needs it. Like it told me it needed it. It was, we painted like the first layer just to like, we had drywalled it, so it had nothing on it, and we painted that, and I was like, no, it needs something. And I reluctantly did a lot of research and did a lot of planning, and it arrived. So this is from Milton and King. This is my first order from them. I believe everything, and I'll talk about it more later, but I believe they say everything is like handmade, hand painted to order. So they said it was gonna be a really long time, and it ended up being really quick. So hopefully, I have a guy doing the wallpaper, and if you're local, a lot of you, like, I was showing the room and like shared like a glimpse of him, and so many people were like, I'm obsessed with him. So he's a really great guy, but anyways, he's coming to hang it because this pattern, it's scary. It is a trellis pattern. It has to be perfect, and there's no better person for the job. So this will be throughout the entire room. So stay tuned. I can't believe it's here. I'm excited. Yeah.
What's your name? Who's your daddy? Is he rich like me? Has he taken any time to show you what you need to live? Tell it to me slowly, tell you why. I really want to know. It's the time of the season for loving.